significant, 10 being the most significant ever. Where does Stan's...
9. Stan's case is important from the standpoint of everyday people who want something that they can put their hands on. There's a photograph, here's a telephone call from an electronic voice that can't be traced. Here is a equation that the physicists are puzzling over. That kind of information means that Stan, as a person, doesn't have to be honest, doesn't have to be nice, doesn't have to be likable. He is nice and he is honest and he is likable, but he doesn't have to be because he's got all this information around him. He has been willing not only to share the photographs, the films, the phone messages, he's been willing to work with other people and write books and to create film, so that not only his story, but the people who are with him, their stories are being documented and being shared. To me, it's part of the ongoing process. So my view is if a person has several sightings, and then they have a job, they have a task, they have a duty, they have a chore, it may be merely to recognize it and accept it and talk about it with friends and family, or it may be something beyond that. And so with Stan, the fact that he had already been willing to go through hypnosis, the fact that he had already been willing to talk about it, and the fact that he had information beyond what most people have, and that he's dyslexic, all of those things said to me that he is a messenger. And so that's why I asked him when I was with Alejandro and with him and Lisa, do you think of yourself as a messenger? And he said no. But as he talked with his wife and as he went on further, then he began to realize he may not think of himself as a messenger in the sense that he has a message. But it's just like when I was a 10-year-old kid, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm riding my little bicycle and I'm delivering newspapers. I don't know the reporter, I don't know the editor, I don't know the publisher. I'm just delivering the news. And he's delivering the news.
He's probably a vehicle for some group or some race to give a positive message to the planet. But, you know, he's human. So we get all the human stuff and then we get all the starseed stuff together. And he has a purpose, he has a mission. And I think his story is fascinating, and I have recommended that this is the ongoing contactee case people should look at.
I remember Paula Harris asked me some years ago, why don't you think people believe in UFOs or want to? And I told her because people have no place to put it in their mind. There's no reference. It is of such importance or significance that it would force a person to reconsider all their foundational beliefs. Their beliefs about religion, who we are, what we are, why we're here. People aren't prepared to go through that mostly. It's much easier to go along with the herd, and I've got plenty of things I want to do or have to do, and I'm busy, busy, busy. It's amazing how many people witness unusual events and rationalize them and go about their daily routine. It's our nature. It's the most comfortable thing to do.
I mean, I think that there's a growing number of people who are taking an interest in the larger definition of who we are as human beings. There are thousands, tens of thousands of people who've had near-death experiences, who've been dead clinically on the table, the operating table, the heart operations, things like that. They've experienced the other side, as they would say. There's a uniformity in what they're reporting, that there is another side, that they come back saying we are powerful spirits here in these physical bodies trying to have a human experience. There are these higher dimensions, okay, and we're all kind of learning and growing in these experiences. And a lot of what they say seems very consistent with the lessons that are coming out of these ET contact cases, trying to learn who we really are as human beings, to expand our own consciousness, our own understanding,
Bottom line, even Stan, I think, understands this, that the group, and there's several groups visiting the planet, the group that he's involved with have some kind of spiritual message, some kind of evolution of humanity that they want to happen.
At the soul level, this is big time. Because in my opinion, our souls are recognizing that this is a crucial time for humanity and for the planet. And so if we can bring ourselves at the human level to work together, to collaborate, not only with ourselves, but with the ETs, then I think it's well worth it, and it'll be worth celebrating. Yeehaw.
People always ask me, would you do this over again in a heartbeat? I would, in a heartbeat, because I've learned exponentially, and I get to look outside the box.
His responsibility is to simply share his story, what he's experienced. And if it helps people who are in the same situation, that's very important to us. It's all about getting the message out.
Every person, whether we are a researcher, whether we're investigator, whether we are viewer, whether we are a contactee, or whether we're a fan or a foe of a contactee, each of us has our story, and each of us is unlocking inside. Why am I afraid of ETs, or why do I love ETs, or why do I wonder about humanity? Each of us has our own story.
I have definitely gone from ignorant, disconnected, frightened, to enlightened. I have. That's what this is about. That's what my message is about. There's more stuff out there. And it's time for the human race to grow up. It's time for the human race to know who they are. It's time for the human race to understand that there's more than just themselves. It's really easy, but it's very daunting. All we have to do, the human race, is understand that we're not alone, and it changes everything. But trying to get thousands of years of, society ripped out of you is going to be tough, because we've been taught these certain things through religion and through all these other control mechanisms that we're supposed to think this certain way, and it's not benefiting us at all. And so, the message is there's more out there, and it's time we know it. It's time to grow up and take responsibility for who we are.
We're being asked to grow up and to be more in contact with the spiritual side of ourselves. And to me, that's what this whole process is about. It's about growing up and taking on a more mature and a much larger view of who we are and how we fit into things.
From the bottom of my heart, I just want to help the human race. It's just, I get lost sometimes. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or the wrong thing. I just try to wing it as best as I can. But really, when I realized my role in all this, I felt honored to be a part of it. And I still feel honored to be a part of it. And I pray every day that I can somehow make a difference in what happens to this wonderful race, this glorious race, because it's important.
Turn the lights out.